Welcome to the What's Up Solar Podcast, where we converse about what's up in solar and sun meets strategy. I'm your host, Emmitt Muckles, solar educator, solar consultant, and advocate for the sun. Each episode, we dive into laid-back yet powerful conversations with industry experts, solar pros, and everyday people making the switch to clean energy. Whether you're a homeowner curious about going solar or a seasoned installer looking to stay sharp, or just in the biz of solar, this is the space to plug in and power up. Make sure you subscribe to the What's Up Solar Podcast. Hey everybody, I'm so glad that you could actually join me here. This is Emmitt Muckles with the What's Up Solar Podcast. What's up? W-A-T-T-S up. The reason I made this podcast or create this particular podcast is because A, love people. B, I love nerdy stuff like STEM or engineering or following the electron. And that leads me to solar, where I've been in this industry for over a decade. In that time, I've met some incredible people with some incredible voices who I think need to be heard. And not only that, this is kind of a selfish labor of love because I literally want to talk to these people as often as possible. For instance, when we meet at conferences, we just sit down and talk shop and talk about life. We talk about how the industry is going. We talk about the different things that are affecting people in our society. Because I've seen where solar has just transformed from when I entered the industry way back in the day. Now, it should be, I expected it would be at this certain tipping point that we would be everybody would be adopting it like crazy. But it seems that, and this is just my view, capitalism took a hold of it, and it went from being for the people to kind of an elite thing. But I think it's getting back to its roots. When I came into the industry, the only way that you stored your energy was push it onto the grid where you got a credit for it. Now you have the ability to store your energy that you produce, and with net metering being pushed or augmented and some of the benefits being diminished, there's new ideologies about how solar is adopted. In that, there are people in this space who have a great deal of information that should be shared with the general public. I'm a trainer and a troubleshooter, and I think the more knowledge that you have, the better you are equipped for life. Solar is no different. I made this not only for peer-to-peer or people in the industry, but also for those people who are consumers of solar, but not necessarily in the business. They want to be sustainable. They want to lower their energy costs. They want to adopt a battery, and the industry has changed. Here is my big thing. In the last couple of years, these things called solar generators came into play. I want to talk with these people as well because they have a space in this ecosystem, especially since COVID, because people started adopting these things. So now you can adopt solar with like 2 modules and a solar generator, depending on your energy usage and lifestyle, and that can sustain you. So there are some great players in here with some great information in the industry that I'm going to have conversations with, not only for you, but for me as well, so that we can bring this all together. I want to give a big shout out to some people here. First is Sean O'Brien from NABCEP. He said I was going to do a podcast a couple of years ago because I was a podcaster, but in a different genre, in several different genres. And I'm just pushing this envelope forward to work with NABCEP so that, hopefully to work with NABCEP to bring more awareness and branding to the teachings and the offerings of that. I want to thank Nico Johnson and his team because he's the one like, dude, what are you doing? Why are you not doing this in this light? He's like, there's room for everybody. And there's just some cool people who are doing things on social media who are in the solar space that I want to have on the podcast, like Derek. Yeah, I'm name dropping today. I got to have Derek, but I just have to figure out a Saturday or Sunday that I can connect up with him. And there's other people, there's other players that we have shows already ready to go in the pipeline for you to digest. And if you have questions, please reach out to me at Emmitt.Muckles at sepowerconsulting.com. You can visualize, you can get the video on YouTube at What's Up Solar Podcast on YouTube and in any podcast aggregator that you find. You can just have at it. This gives you the ability to give you the visuals, but if you got one of those commutes where you want to just listen to something, you want to listen to something about the industry, you can find it here. You can also reach out to me on LinkedIn. If you like, I mean, I don't know how to do a podcast. I don't know how to listen to a podcast. I will send you a link. I will send you a direct link. And so it's a no-brainer, or I'll send it to you in email. I will get it to you. If you have some suggestions for shows, please reach out to me on LinkedIn. Let me know what you think. Or if you would like to be on the show, send me a link. I have a whole system set up so that we can do this in a wonderfully easy fashion for scheduling and for setup. I just wanted to introduce the podcast that this is a labor of love and and hopefully profit for the industry. With me starting my own company, SE Power Consulting, I love this industry. I really do. I go kicking and screaming, and I've made some wonderful connections with people in this industry, and I'm just here to promote not only the industry, but the wonderful people in it. So stay tuned. Like, share, subscribe. Go to YouTube at What's Up Podcast. Look for it at iTunes, Spotify. I think Stitcher's still around. Any podcast aggregator or player that you can find that's on the internet, it should have it. Producing at least a show a week. And remember, stay empowered. Knowledge is power. So the sun never sends you a bill. Till next time, peace.